Miss Pennsylvania.
Michele McDonald, Butler.
From your response during the parade of states, I think you'll like this one, Miss Pennsylvania. And ladies and gentlemen, here comes... Now, Miss Pennsylvania here is Michele McDonald. She's from Butler. And what do you do in Butler?
Well, I do a sort of things, like in the summertime, like we belong to a swimming pool and we go swimming, and in the winter we go tobogganing or sled riding or ice skating.
Mm-hmm. And you go to school?
Yes, I'm still a senior.
Fine. Now, you're very happy, aren't you?
Yes.
To be one of the semifinals.
Yes, really excited.
But when I met you in the lobby of the hotel last night, you were not so happy. Why don't you tell everyone what you missed being here in Miami Beach?
Well, last night I missed my senior prom.
And you had a date for it?
Yes.
And did your date go and take another girl?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Have you talked with him?
Yes, we talked last night.
And he promised he wouldn't? And where is he tonight?
I think he's at my house watching television.
Watching this show,
Yes.
perhaps, huh?
Maybe.
Do you think a boy who stayed home from his own senior prom deserves a kiss?
Yes, I suppose.
Would you like to blow him a kiss? I'll tell you, wait just a minute. I have an idea. She did that so well. Don't you think she should blow a kiss to Albert Albertazzi, too? Go ahead. There you are. Thank you, Miss Pennsylvania. Miss Pennsylvania.
Miss Pennsylvania is Michele McDonald, and she's from Butler. She's 19 years old. She has dark blonde hair and brown eyes. She's 5 feet 8.5 inches tall, weighs 126 pounds. June 26th is her birthday. It's the day after mine. And she can celebrate it with Miss Florida and Miss Iowa, who have birthdays on the same day.
Miss District of Columbia. Miss Pennsylvania. Miss District of Columbia. Miss Arizona. Miss Pennsylvania, Cancer, might be secretive, not a gambler, probably loves her home. Arizona, another Scorpio. She knows what she is and what she is not, and she's very curious. Miss District of Columbia is an Aquarius, considered the sign of genius, independent, but doesn't like to be pinned down. Miss Michigan. Next, Miss Pennsylvania. Number 4. Let's have Miss Pennsylvania, if you please. Will you step right up to this microphone, Miss Pennsylvania? And the question that each of you girls is answering is this. If you could sit down and have a conversation with anyone in the world, with whom would you choose to talk, and what would you talk about?
Well, I'd like to sit down and I'd like to talk with President Nixon because I think President Nixon is one of the greatest men there is, and I'd like to talk to him about his work and how his feelings are towards the United States, and if it's hard for him.
All right, thank you, Miss Pennsylvania. Right up here now. And Miss Florida, will you step right out here? Now, will both of you girls step right down here beside me, please? Girls, one of you will become Miss U.S.A. of 1971. The other will be the first runner-up. Now, the position of first runner-up is very important because if for any reason Miss USA could not serve her term, then the first runner-up will take the crown of Miss USA. The first runner-up is Miss Texas. Miss Pennsylvania is Miss USA. There you go. Congratulations, little one. Yes. You have her crown for her. Oh. That's the girl. Let that and see you be crowned there. There you are. And here's Dee Dee Anstead, a former Miss USA, with the sash you'll be wearing for the next year. There you go. And Gary Puckett, her scepter, if you please. And ladies and gentlemen, this is Miss USA of 1971. She'll represent our country in the Miss Universe pageant in July. Debbie Shelton, will you please read the Miss USA creed as our new Miss USA greets the audience?
We, the delegates to the Miss USA beauty pageant, representing the young citizens of every state in the United States, dedicate ourselves now and in the future to the highest ideals of peace, justice, and understanding among all the people of the USA.
USA of 1971. Good night, everyone.
Well, I hope you're at home having as exciting a time as I've had this evening. I hope that you at home have had as exciting a time as I've had this evening. And my excitement is nothing compared to what's going on stage behind me. Miss Pennsylvania, who missed her senior prom, is the new Miss USA and is surrounded by photographers and the rest of the girls from the pageant. And I think they're trying to get some of her family through to her. Her reign begins right now. She'll be leaving in a few days for personal appearances around the country and then back here in 8 weeks to represent the United States in the Miss Universe pageant. Bob Barker and I will both be back to cheer her on and to welcome you back for another 90 minutes of live television entertainment. Don't forget to join us. I'm sure by then she will have stopped crying. This is June Lockhart saying good night for Bob Barker and myself.
The Miss USA Beauty Pageant was presented live from Miami Beach by the makers of Crest, the Cavity Fighter, and by Safeguard Deodorant Soap, and by Downy Fabric Softener with April Freshness. Remember to join us in 8 weeks, Saturday, July 24th, for the Miss Universe Beauty Pageant. Words and music for contestants' production number were recorded. Permission for special lyrics by Edwin H. Morris and Company. For This Is the Life and Showboat Music for Washington Square. This is Chuck Singer speaking from Florida and saying good night, everyone.
Be sure you're here for the grand opening of the Ice Palace, a dazzling new one-hour show that spotlights comedy and music headliners, plus many of the world's top skating stars. The Ice Palace premieres tomorrow night at 10, 9 Central Time on CBS.